Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the CDL 2021 season. We got our Astro Social soundboard on the go here, and this comes from Zach, who says, wow, inject this into my veins. We're talking about Super Week, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very excited to get into this one again. The first day of what will be a unforgettable week of Call of Duty with a few more tweets to read through. CDL Super Week starts tomorrow. This was yesterday from aBeZy. Never before have I wanted a Monday to come so quick. Strength of the North. I see a Toronto fan there. Lance, is it the true North though, mate, or is that going to be England? Zach says this is going to be so fun. May the casters rest in peace. Maybe we will.
He understands. He understands.
Oh, God. Well, that was the social soundboard powered by Astro. And Zach, he may be onto something there. He really may be. That's, it's going to be a long week for all of us. But thankfully, we have a very, very star-studded roster. We're very numerous in our flock these days. So we can share the load, right, Chance? We can share the load, as well Samwise Gamgee once said. But, mate, we're pumped. We're pumped, ready to rock and roll in the Super Week. I mean, I've got my daily routine that gets me ready to rock and roll into between these matches, and you know, we'll maybe showing that a little bit later on this week. But before we get into any more of this between these two casters, let's just get the match on the way. Let's introduce now the Florida Mutineers.
The dictionary defines redemption as the deliverance of persons or things from the possession and power of captors.
It is a 3-0 victory over the Florida Mutineers.
As the act of making something better. As the act of making up for a loss.
It is over, and that is a shocker for the Mutineers.
We define it as inevitable. You can count our KD. You can count our headshots. You can count our hill time. What you can't do is count us out.
The Florida Mutineers, our first match of Super Week, and it will be them who take us through it. Neptune, Slack Skies, and Awakening. Again, a new look for the roster. We saw them opening week. It was looking fine. We saw them in the Kickoff Classic. A little up and down here, but we'll see if those shaky seas can level out somewhat. But again, Chance, I think with the Florida Mutineers, they've got a tough day ahead of them. I think the LA Guerrillas will be a decent match, and again, for the Guerrillas to bounce back and show what they're made of. But I personally believe that, again, the Mutineers, they have a lot riding on this series in terms of reputation.
Yeah, exactly. And they really just need to like take care of business and try to get the series done as quickly as possible, because it's one of those things. I'm sure they're still very confident. I think any fans of the Florida Mutineers, no one's really that scared yet. Like, we're not pushing the narrative, or at least not too hard, of any sort of collapse. They're going to be a strong team, but need to make sure they stay on point. There's been some like minimal inconsistencies, like player to player. And it's just making sure they bring their game together. And I think one of the more interesting parts of this series for me, it's going to be that Miami Search and Destroy, because it's one of the first maps we've had this season where each team is actually able to take the information, go over VOD of their opponent, and see what kind of adjustments they can make. So 0-1 record for Florida and Miami. See if they can turn that around.
Very, very interesting to see how that one goes. Now, another team we hope is doing their homework here in Miami. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the LA Guerrillas.
Getting it done. Now, loving what I'm seeing out of the LAG. Silly finds the first. It's lovely teamwork. My God. Dealt with the pressure inside the hill, and the double nade from aBeZy. Salt lines him up, finds himself too. Vivid just has the one to win against Octane. And Vivid has got his number. Beautiful round. Fantastic execution from the LA Guerrillas. Oh, yeah.
Los Angeles Guerrillas, brand new look for the squad. Vivid being the only remaining member of that squad from the 2020 season. But for aBeZy, Assault, Silly, and now for Vivid, again, a chance to bounce back here and get a nice big, you know, I would say an upset. I would say a big upset today. I think it's very possible they can get it done. A team of champions, world champions, if you will. And then there's Vivid on the end there, who's certainly bringing that young blood, those new vibes to the squad. But for LAG, you know, we've seen some good stuff out of them, Chance. And as far as the series goes today, I mean, you know the maps. I'm very, very interested to see, you know how the vetoes went down, or who these guys, you know, went for when it comes to those map picks. Do we potentially have an upset on our hands here? I mean,
potentially. I mean, we're kicking it off on Crossroads, and Miles, this is something we actually spoke about yesterday, specifically for the Guerrillas, of like it being a little concerning, them trying to play against Florida. I think when we've seen Florida on this map, they've like bullied out Atlanta FaZe and beat them pretty bad. And I think we've seen Guerrillas, I think they're 1-1 right now on that map. They've been a little bit topsy-turvy, so it's concerning. But if they've played it in every single series they've had this year, it's shaping up to be potentially their favorite hardpoint map, or at least one that's going to get through the vetoes every single time for this team. So they need to make sure they come out and have a solid performance, which we've seen from them before, but obviously potential point of concern. And then longer term, well, a ton of Call of Duty Miami again mentioned is that second map. But Miles, so many things to talk about.
Yeah, of course, these are our game fuel keys to victory for the LAG. And again, avoid Crossroads hardpoint. That was one of the keys, guys. And they couldn't get it done. They're 1-1 so far. But again, it's that sort of triangle of, you know, we can beat you, but you guys can beat those guys. And it's on Florida right now. They've defeated Atlanta FaZe this map. Crossroads is a bit of a mess nonetheless, but a win is a win. Stay strong in the search and destroy. 2-1 overall. If we can see them take a search, they could maybe get the coin toss victory there on the control and truly make this an interesting series. But for LAG, it really is one map at a time. And I know that sounds silly to say, but I'm excited to see just how far we can go. Chance our game fuel keys to victory now for the Florida Mutineers.
Yeah, and the not relying on the coin toss is effectively making sure that you handle your map vetoes quite well. And again, if you're happy to play on Crossroads for map 1, maybe a decent one for Florida to sort of kick off the series 4. But I think the main thing that I'm trying to keep in my mind is Vivid on the map. As long as Florida makes sure in Search and Destroy, they're always aware of where he is, making sure that if you see a 3-stack at whichever bomb site, if Vivid is not a part of that, that means your flank is open. You need to be very concerned at all times. He is the island player for the team, and he's had a play style for Search and Destroy for the past 2 years. He's been incredibly strong, so you need to always have that information where he is on the map. If you have no idea, you might need to look behind you.
I mean, we can go all the way back to the debut that Vivid had playing for the LAG back at the Los Angeles home series, you know, last year. And the first time we saw him out on the map, it was the Search and Destroy where he really popped off. I remember we had that. I had that game back way back when in the other world, and it was interesting to see how exciting he was as a player then, and he still brings the same thunder today. Crossroads hardpoint, map number 1. We are loading into this one, friends. Super week truly starts now. Chance, I am excited. We're gonna start this one off with the Mutineers, and we are indeed off to the races with this one. It is going to be a Crossroads to get us going. Neptune, the young man on your screen, a very, very exciting career ahead of him, no doubt about it. Let's see if he can continue to live up to the hype.
I was going to say, love the decision from the observers just to watch him off the rip. I think the last time we saw him playing this map went like 37 and 26. And well, he's the man, right? If he's that freak in nature sort of talent, you're expecting him to drop numbers. See what kind of work he can put early on. Right now, just showing off a bit of the movement. Not any gunfights for him to take. His teammates get the full clearance on the hill, and look at how they've already been able to flip those spawns. And well, as soon as they flip, Neptune on the hunt, able to take at least one player down so far.
Yep, so far so good. Neptune is second to his name already. His teammates trying to take care of the rest of the map, and it is all Florida in the kill feed so far. These kills looking very, very clean. I must admit, I mean, when was the last time we saw someone from LAG actually find one? 20 seconds remaining on our first hardpoint. It's been very, very productive so far for the Mutineers. Bit of a contest now as we go forward. aBeZy trying to make his way across to the next hardpoint. That will be open in 10 seconds. Eyes on the right-hand side of the minimap. See the small lock icon. That's telling you exactly where the next one will be. And already, LAG have managed to flip back, so we will see them with a slight advantage here. What can we see now from the Mutineers on the break?
was going to say, it's actually a very quick mishap as well from Florida, right? Like, they flip the spawns in the first 10 seconds, get those away in short order. And, of course, Guerrillas going to take full advantage there. Like, already pushed out as well. aBeZy was able to get to P1 before he gets cut down. You got a man up top for the catwalk cross. You got all of your bases covered to the point where Cellium is just hanging out and just listening to his teammates' communication, literally on point. And now you got Florida again, their second push on the hill with 30 seconds left, and you can just see no one's really made too good of an approach. Awakening, though, able to take down 2. Finally, Cellium able to take that first gunfight. He's able to pick up the clean 2 piece. Just like that, the Guerrillas, nice and easy for at least those first 40 seconds.
Yeah, Fortress LAG, basically, you know, unbreakable for now, but the final 15 seconds will go the way of the Mutineers. Not too bad. However, that doesn't give them a good position now to fight for the next hard point. You see, middle of the map right now. That's going to be the fire truck. Already swarming with LAG players. Sky's trying to make some things work out from the outside. Neptune on the quick and immediate trade, but exactly that from the other side as Mutineers. They're still fighting from the back foot now. LAG, they will have the hard point once again. It's on Cellium to watch the top side of the map now. Awakening on the other side of the catwalk. Maybe seeing an engagement drop through. And Cellium, again, I love the fact that the man is running the zebra stripes across all of his weapons in these maps. Chance, it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch from the man who's gunning folks on the point.
I mean, it is genuinely one of the best camo uses in Call of Duty history, right? It has to be. That is hysterical that he threw that on straight away. It was like a day after the tweets came out to make fun of him, and the camo maybe has special powers. We got to ask Killa about that one, but right now on point, went on a 3 spree inside the hill, and most importantly, again, it's all about keeping those spawns, making sure you stay strong for P4, because Guerrillas, well, they got a 30-point lead for the moment. Everybody's going to be spawning up back rock. And again, well, not everybody. Actually, one player does spawn out coming from P1. And well, for aBeZy, that might be an opportunity to get a couple kills on the backside.
I mean, I was going to say we're seeing some bit of a resurgence here from Florida Mutineers. But now, once again, it's 3 hard points in a row where LAG have won the rotation. And once again, they have full control. Number 6 on your screen, this is Assault. His job now is just to make sure that hard point stays safe. Make sure his teammates keep spawning through that right-hand side of the map. But at this point in time, I mean, Florida, they're struggling, Chance. They're starting to get away from them a little bit. I mean, I would actually love if we could go for an Astro Gaming listening right now with the Florida Mutineers.
I gotta get hit. One shot.
Outer shot out Cellium. Wake, there was one outer. Nice. Good time. Stay on that. Down one time.
Yo, he's on the box. On the box. P1. I'm one shot. I can't peek.
One header.
Watch me.
He's one shot absolute for you. Cat, one shot.
I'm hard flash. I'm not seeing him.
Watch right. He's outer on me.
Outer dead.
Nice. You can leave this up. I'm one shot.
I'm still fire. Fire, right?
Work out of here.
Pushing
Okay,
fire.
plus one on new. No trophy on new, guys. No trophy.
Top you on. I hit him once.
He's still behind the fire.
I hit him once. Top you on. He team kills.
2. He killed himself.
Yo,
Lane one shot. One shot, Vivian.
On me, hill. Up and hill.
Backside time. There's 2 of them. After backside time.
Nade.
They have no trophy.
Make sure they can't play fire.
They have a trophy. One shot.
Every outer.
They could be on our fire.
Outer reach, one shot. Dead. Go steady.
Both heady Cellium.
Try working that together.
One shot, I can't be.
I'm pushing top.
Nice.
Top control.
I got
Yo, get control.
I got 2. Go back to the push low PC.
Need hill.
Tires and hill. On hill, one shot.
And hill, one shot, absolute.
Hill push out.
He's side control.
Tires.
How much is side control?
Florida Mutineers still trying to battle their way back into this one, but LAG just still holding this. 15 seconds remaining on this hard point before we move back over towards the right-hand side of the map, now in our second set of rotations. And Chance, any major takeaways from the comms there? I thought Florida sounded pretty clear.
I thought it was solid. I don't know if I'd use that as like my shining example, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It was all just fine, like calling out what you're supposed to, calling out trophies. There was nothing wrong with it, but I didn't necessarily feel like I understood the plan quite well. Like, you got slacked, like sort of trying to direct the traffic of like, hey, push out this side, take your time, like the sort of generics, but I don't know. Maybe think about it long term. Let's see if the next Astro listen we do those guys, just clean it up a little bit more. But either way, you saw for a moment the Guerrillas were able to get a clean 4 down, which of course, well, makes that rotation that much easier. Sky's trying to keep these players away, but Assault up top, handing it down to Slack, and well, he can't get the second, but either way, getting the clearance for his teammates. Vivid with the nice jump up spot, and again, P2 has been nothing but dominance coming out of Guerrillas. It is by far where they've built their biggest lead.
Yep, this is their second hard point in the second set now of rotations, and Vivid, he's already making the charge. towards the next one. Awakening's going to lock him down in mid-map. We could finally see Florida with the first touches of a hard point here. I mean, I don't want to jinx it yet. There's still 5 seconds. They could ruin that one for me. But hey, man, here we go. Florida looks like they've got next. Can they keep the Guerrillas back at bay now? Top's position covered. They've got a guy up top. The guy on the cliff face has just gone down now. But that mini-map, the picks from the Mutineers, they're starting to drop out. It's on Awakening now to take care of Big Door. Silly makes a slide pass. He goes down. There's another player coming through the front side as well. Sky's on the left, trying to make sure the flank stays safe. He can catch a pinch here. The shots are through. Not a single tag through the wall. And this is still forcing the Mutineers back somewhat. Silly, he just gallops his way forward through mid-map. Cuts down a few of these players. And once again, it is trade central on point. Slack coming out on top. Slack can't find the third, but at the same time, he's made the hard point safe. We still have it in the hands of the Mutineers, and chance for a good while there. It was looking fantastic.
And I will say, that was a very solid patient play coming out of Guerrillas. You had those 2 players, Assault and aBeZy, stuck at the front door. They had to have waited a solid, what, 8 or 9 seconds before their teammates were there. Silly pinching from Big Door, but they took their time, had one shot at making the break, and incredibly successful on, at the very least, flipping those spawns. 67-point lead they have for the moment, still getting those back rock spawns, which is nice, but Neptune trying to cause problems, trying to be the man to break through, and well, see what's going to happen to him. The entire arsenal, every single nade landing on top. As you can see, Guerrillas still with those back spawns, trying to get a little bit of clearance towards P4. Admittedly, though, this guy's is making it very difficult on them.
Yeah, once again, Guerrillas with a decent position here on this hard point. This is going to be a very difficult one to break, as we say time and time again. Silly from up high goes down. It's on to Assault once again in this hard point position. His defenders, you know, they're starting to whittle out. One chance on the flank. There it is. No, Vivid's going to cut it down. Awakening had an opportunity, but not able to make much more happen here. Assault just has to chill. His teammates are getting the job done up front. Vivid's got 2 with the Diamondcon, and my word, we're over 200 points now for the Los Angeles Guerrillas, up and over the top. Awakening with a nice bit of a Shoryuken there to take care of Vivid before he could even touch the ground. But all things considered, chance, LAG are seriously walking away with this one. It's 30 points for the win. They've got the rotations down as well. There's 1 player there from the Mutineers in position to stop it, but the cross is now completely covered. Setting up for second because, let's face it, they have the time to do so. And my word, this is an upset.
Is an upset, but maybe not for Guerrillas. Again, this is a map they've played every single time in every series they've played at the very least, so might be their favorite hardpoint map, but of course, job not done yet. You do have Florida inside the hill. Unfortunately for them, Silly has been causing so many problems. Good reads on the guy on crates. He's on a 6 spree for the moment, and right now, he's just responsible for effectively Cliff and top office. And frankly, for Florida, I mean, they're getting spawn killed while Silly is locking down office. You actually have Assault on the map with spawn killing over from P4. This is just the full setup and control. 17 points. Girls walk away with game number 1, and frankly, well, we've seen them on P2. Should we get to that hill, which we're going to, I just see no way for Florida to make their way back. Silly just causing too many problems, and 9 spree for him at the moment.
Yeah, it was a must win, let's be real. In the hard point for the Florida Mutineers. We're talking about keeping up the confidence, making sure that this series doesn't get out of hand, and right now, it is very much out of hand. That will be that. The Los Angeles Guerrillas, what a start to the series. A big upset early on.
And I'll be honest, man, I kind of want to go back and rewatch just like the opening break almost, because Florida opened it up, basically got the clean 4 down, flipped the spawns, and in my mind I was like, oh, this could be just devastating long term. The Guerrillas end up flipping those spawns back with 15 seconds left, and then P2, again, I think they had to have beaten Florida on that hill, maybe 100 points to 15 or 20. So surprisingly, it wasn't even the P3, P4 spawns that came into effect as the most important thing. I think that second hill, really, for the Guerrillas, got the job done.
Yeah, that was brutal, I must admit. I mean, there was a nice sign of life there from Florida. They pulled it back, but LAG, aBeZy, Assault, we saw Silly going absolutely wild. I think it was an 8 spree at one point for him. Huge game out of the tall man, and then, man, I mean, well, dude, it was good stuff all around. Vivid was on the flanks, as you called it. You know, we saw some really key plays from him. The Diamondcon play was kind of fun and exciting, but, you know, not massive. His teammates were all over the place. Woof, boy, howdy. That's the start. Here are your stats from Crossroads. Again, a short game relatively, but Chance, you called it. It's that P2 time. It was that second hard point. That's where the LAG really managed to pick up most of their time. That's where they really managed to pull the game ahead of them, and woof, huge start there for the LAG.
Yeah, I mean, fairly balanced. P4 actually heavily in Guerrillas' favor as well. But on that second hill, you get 100, 110 seconds compared to the 20 on the flip side. That is not a bad way to go about it at all. But spawn manipulation, timing the breaks even on P3, Guerrillas did a fantastic job. I think I'm almost tired of saying it myself, but they're a very structured team and very clean. Anytime they're able to get a setup that they're going for, they always have a great deal of success. And that's why, frankly, even for Search and Destroy, kind of excited to see what they bring to the table on Miami. See if they mix things up a little bit from the last time we saw them play.
That's certainly an upset indeed. The game field keys to victory are way out of the window. That was a real shock to start us off with. But hey, Super Week, it's only just begun. We're one map down. There's a whole load more in this series. We'll be right back after this break.
Season with a statement. That's a 3-0 over the LA Thieves.
Think you know Call of Duty League better than anyone? Well, prove it this season by playing CDL Pick'ems. Make your match predictions each day by 12 p.m. Pacific, and if you're right, collect points and admire yourself atop of that sweet, sweet leaderboard. Awesome prizes are available all season long for the biggest winners, so don't forget to get your picks in. As far as I'm aware, Chance, so far we've had over 26,000 people sign up for Pick'ems, and I mean, this number is accurate as well. Over 336,000 matches have been predicted so far. That is wild. Onto our maps and modes though, mate. You called it. We've got a Miami Search and Destroy coming up. Again, my Pick'ems have already been ruined, I think, unless Mutineers get a 3 sweep here. But, mate, that's it. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Here we go, Chance. Straight into Miami.
Into Miami we go. And again, if this was like a map that could give any team superpowers, you gotta imagine it'd be Florida, right? Just by the nature of it, but of course it does not work like that. They are 0-1 on this map for the moment. Of course, on the flip side for Guerrillas, well, 1-0. So not a ton of information, but we have seen them play. And again, from the side of Florida, which was part of the keys to victory, need to keep track of Vivid. He's the man that loves playing over towards the beach, both on offense and defense. He's the guy that can sort of make those late flanks, hero plays, or the decision maker, really. But if you see him on the map, that means you know pretty much every single player on Guerrillas is going to be in the vicinity. So that's the man you're looking for to try to get the information if you're Florida. Of course, on the flip side, well, I think they beat Paris 6-2 on this map. See if they need to mix things up and get spicy at all. And it looks like Assault, the lone man with the bomb, he's going to be going all the way around towards A. Meanwhile, his teammates make a little bit of noise at B. See if they can cause a distraction.
Oh, Vivid saw one on the cross. Now he comes through. Slag. Oh, he's done. He's out. If Vivid find another one, this would be an amazing start. So Neptune's going to make it a little bit more interesting. 3v3 situation already. Bomb still towards the north side of the map. Making its way towards the beach. Neptune's going to now try to make his way forward. Clean these players out of this purple area. Top piano, some players call it. Assault, he's making his way forward. Awakening making the late read. Tags are in. Assault's still alive. Can he get the kill, though? Oh, the nade's going to land, but not quite get the job done. Awakening, though, on the flank, trying to find these players. aBeZy will find one, and now Assault versus Awakening. Assault gets the kill. And with that, it's on the Skies. Now trying to make it an interesting fight. Maybe 1v2 is just enough to get it done. Bomb goes down. Over towards the A site. And there's a bit of a pinch developing. Skies, though. Got 2 players either side of him. As soon as one of them makes the push, there's the shot. This could get ugly real quick. Guys, now in this 1v2 chance. Under 30 seconds remaining of the bomb. This is going to be tricky. Oh boy.
There's nothing for him to do.
Oh boy, wait a minute. Ah, there it is, app. I was going to say, man, he was isolating the fights well enough, but LAG, they stay strong and they get the first round.
No, this is maybe the 4th or 5th time this year we've seen Guerrillas in a situation like that where they got a 2v1 and they're in a good spot. They might be the best at it right now of just throwing shoulders, getting those pop shots in, and making sure no one dies. Neither one of those players for the first like 20-25 seconds of that situation were even trying to get the kill. It is just making sure we have the bomb down in the open spot. It's incredibly easy to watch from the beach. It's incredibly easy to watch from driveway, the middle of the map. As long as neither one of us dies, it's not a problem. And even though Assault did meet the bitter end, by that point they had already done all the hard work. So just a strong round for them to come out on top of, really to try to set that tone.
Yeah, it's the polar opposite this time round for the Mutineers on offense. It's a 3-man hit towards A. Going to be Awakening playing the far back left-hand side of the map. He's barely left his spawn. I can assure you he's not AFK. He's just making sure that no one overextends from that position. So Slacked and Co now, storming the beaches. Assault way deep out on the right-hand side. 2 players now go down for LAG. Assault and Silly. Silly's going to have to transition across the map. About 10 seconds, really, before he can get in the fight, because he has to check these positions. Nice shots of range on the Skies there. Just enough to push him back. There's going to be a slight exchange, but not really anything to get the job done. Now we've got LAG reinforced, ready to now take this 2 versus 4 fight. And Awakening makes it a 4v1.
Picked apart as well right now. Just complete map control in favor of Florida. Assault able to find just one. He might have been able to spot Skies on the van. If he didn't, his teammates certainly did. Skies, though, able to slide away. Of course, that bomb going down. Good luck. Have fun. I mean, Florida, again, they have visitors surrounded. He's making a ton of noise. Slack noses out the front door and able to take him down. Back-to-back offensive round wins. And for that one, maybe a bit more suffocating from the side of Florida. I think Awakening opened it up with the first blood on aBeZy. Maybe thinking about the flank. And again, just a complete and utter map control in their favor. I think Skies from up top hotel balcony was able to take down Vivid mid-map. So 2 offensive round wins. And of course now for Guerrillas back on the attack. They did send a 3-stack over towards Piano last time as they worked the bomb over towards A. Looks like this time trying to mix it up just a little bit. Assault, though, still the bomb carrier.
Slower hit now in towards B. Got a lot more street presence from LAG. This is Florida's town. Awakening once again. First bloods. Great awareness. May be able to get the second. I think enough noise was made there for Awakening to sniff out Vivid. Can he make the push, though? This is very aggressive. He is out and about in the streets. Nice angle. Second kill goes his way. Now it's on Awakening. Just check every single possible corner. There's a lot of windows here. I mean, this isn't quite St. Petrograd, but a lot of power positions to be had. aBeZy now trying to make his way on towards the bomb. Tags into Neptune are going to be great, but not quite enough, as the trophy system will eat his projectile alive. Big tags once again, and that was Awakening putting in those shots. Looking to find his 3rd in this round so far. Chance. Oh, Silly's going to make it a bit of a fight. 30 seconds remaining now, mate. And it's a 2v3.
Keep in mind, that bomb is down in the middle of the map, so they know these players in the alley. Silly might be able to find one, but the guy at half wall able to get the trades in. Even still, 18 seconds left. You have to go pick up that bomb. It is so far away, and you still don't know where Awakening is. Florida might not know that they have the bomb down, but they still have aBeZy trapped. He's going to have to get the double kill to pull off this round, and yeah, he could see just completely pinched in. Big Wake, man, putting in the plays so far. Another first blood to his name. And effectively single-handedly winning his team the round. I called out Assault as being the bomb carrier. As soon as that's dropped on that truck in the middle of the map, that is incredibly difficult to go and pick up. Of course, Awakening making sure that he goes and hunts down more players thereafter, but might be Awakening versus the world here for a moment. 5 kills to his name in just 3 rounds.
Yeah, nice big 3 spree there.
Big Wake.
Doing work. Yeah, trying to get done. I have no idea how close he is to his monitor. It is not that easy to see people on Miami at distance. So, Awakening, he's got the timings down. He can see these players. He knows when they should be crossing those positions, and he's trying to make it work. Minute 5 on the clock. aBeZy slowing this one down again. Got control piano. They've got a real good solid setup towards B on defense. Here's one player in towards A, Assault. Keep an eye on the beach. He's only got Neptune to worry about from this position. Neptune presumably running an AR from back there. But again, we're waiting for the picks. Street control right now for Florida Mutineers. And again, there's enough time passed. The Guerrillas have got ants in their pants. They've now started to move across. Vivid's making his way in towards A. He's going back and forth right now. No one quite knows where the play is, but here we go. It's a two-man stack. Top of the staircase, slip slide through. aBeZy there. Here comes the push. Skies finds the first. Skies straight in with the second. Is a trade going to be there? Silly. He's going to take the nade, but not going to be killed. 30 seconds remaining on the clock now. The action is now starting to pick up, but at this point in time, it has been stopped. A great play there from Silly. Prevents the trades coming through. The pitch now from Slacked as Vivid finds another one. Less than 20 seconds on the clock now, and it's a 2v2. You got to get going, boys. You got to get on the point. Mutineers have trying to get back onto the bomb. Awakening will have it. Can he get the arm? If he can get it down, he's got a little bit of help now from his teammates, but they're going to go for the fight. It's a great win, but is it enough time to get the bomb down?
He didn't get it. I don't think he did. I think that's the round. I think Vivid just made the play. Timed it perfectly to jump over the half wall. It is a thing. Anyone that's played this map knows if you mantle anything in this game, you're going to get heard from across the map. Vivid again, perfectly, like right when there's 6 seconds left, goes for the jump over, because even if he dies, as long as he makes sure that plane does not go down, they get that round win. Honestly, perfectly done, and more importantly, didn't fall for the bait. I think Florida basically sat up around piano for, 45 seconds, basically made zero noise, but they got their top piano control. They never felt the pressure coming from the beach, so no need to give anything up. Girls with a nice defensive round win.
Amazing defensive round win. I was just wondering about the Florida player who was on top piano who just managed to let that one go. But Awakening once again with the first bloods. Actually, Slack gets it. I'll take that back. But Awakening with the big damage there. Silly's up next, done by Tiki. Woohoo! Little too many shots there for that man by the bar. Neptune in from behind. Assault's the last player left. And he's going solo. And that is a huge win from the Florida Mutineers. That was the most fantastic return volley after that defensive round loss.
And honestly, just a fantastic counter as well. I think we've seen the very first round, Assault played over towards Beach by his lonesome. Then the next round, they went for a bit of a more of a mid-map spread. And then the next round, Florida is like, well, they're just leaning towards A. Let's just stack it up. They do exactly that. Get 2 players on the beach, 1 player playing around Visitor Center, and just heavily stack the A site. Obviously made it impossible for Guerrillas to do anything with it. So, again, these two teams do have a little bit of odd information on the other. Of course, Awakening, dude, it's so far away. I don't even know if he spotted both those players on the cross, but at least saw one. Now that's why Skies has got the light.
Oh, Vivid. The little snapper down by the beach. A nice catch. Oh, Skies, though, at distance will manage to take him out as well, so that's going to be 3v3. Assault with an exchange now, just to try to keep these players back, and Sky's waiting for the reinforcements to show up. Awakening, though, who he's bringing the fight to the front line. It's going to be now him, still on a 5 spree. Streaks are going to be coming into question at this point in time. aBeZy's got the big job of taking down Big Wake. And he find Awakening. The timing could be amazing here. Saw an ankle. That's all it took. aBeZy finally puts him down. 2v3 situation now with LAG with the advantage. Bombs made its way in towards A. Slack going to be the carrier. If you can find Silly on the approach, that makes this a little bit easier. There's eyes on at least one. Slack now playing this very slow, very clever. This guy's backing him up as he makes his way through the sand. Slack is desperate to try to find these players. Got to check every possible corner. The mantle, though, would have made a bit of noise. And Silly, though, the trap is set. Trap is sprung. And for Silly, potential for the 2-piece. Slack gets away with his life. Less than 10 seconds chance. 1v3. No hope in hell.
No hope in hell. And what an interesting play as well. Instead of double stacking it, they had it stacked up, but whichever player it was, I think Assault sort of backed out through visitors and gave up site control. And I thought Silly was going to spot those players on the beach so much sooner. We cut to his POV, and he's just L-triggered on a wall, but ends up getting the timing perfectly right. I think they would have been very happy just to give up the plant and take a 3v2 retake, but obviously not necessary. Very back and forth game we have so far. Last time Guerrillas tried to go to A, they got stuffed, but looks more like a standard defensive setup from Florida, just going for that 2-2 split.
Yeah, we're going A. It's a beach day for the Guerrillas. They got their sunscreen, they got their little beach mats. Someone brought a ball and created game fuel. Let's go. Awakening though. He has read the forecast, and the forecast is a rain of bullets, and that's all him. Sky's now making his way forward, trying to cut these players off. Again, a decent read there. Mutineers are committed on the defense here. Viv is still down low. Assault's going to try to back him up by hitting that top balcony position, but without that, this is going to be a very, very difficult situation for the three members of the Guerrillas to maybe even hit A or make their way through the middle of the street now and try to get back on towards B.
Vivid trying to make the play. Did spot Skies in the back, but keep in mind, you've actually had a couple players from Florida right back towards B. Meanwhile, this bomb is still over towards A. Unfortunately, though, the man over by A is Awakening, almost guaranteed to get a kill. And then, well, Vivid gets baited back towards the site. All of his teammates out, instantly gets shot in the back. It's going to be silly for the 1v3, and that is not a V3. Strong rounds, man. It seems like these almost never come down to the wire. Whoever's getting these first bloods, just able to convincingly get these wins. Happy, of course, not going to be happy about that timing, but Awakening, man, always on point. Whatever reads he needs to be able to make. 9-4 for the moment, and Skies, of course, not too far behind with 7 kills. It's actually kind of nuts. It's only a 1-round difference between the two teams. Meanwhile, Vivid's double negative. Assault not too far from it. Like, everyone's negative from the side of Guerrillas right now. And yet, only 1 round down.
I feel like the Mutineers victories, I mean, they're coming off of like these really long range gunfight wins that like Awakening has just been dominating so far. So that long range is now going to be a thing of the past as aBeZy. He's going to be running into a whole load of Mutineers players as they're slowly making their way through the backside of the garage here. Cellium on the back alleyway. Neptune's going to be trying to make his way through the top. Awakening with the nades through. They managed to get rid of the trophy system, so that means it's free reign. Let it rip, boys. Awakening trying to make his way forward. What a snap that was. aBeZy will get the trade there with the nades. Neptune now from up high, trying to get involved in the gunfights. He and Skies are going to now double push the back. The last 2 members of the Mutineers going up against the 3 defenders. aBeZy once again, bottom of the stairs. Silly's now watching the cross as well, so no one's getting around it, but that's going to be the nade. Just to start the damage. The kill comes through from Neptune. Now, Sky's going to bait and switch. 30 seconds remaining now, and this is a 2v2 with less than ample time to really get on towards the bomb. Silly watches the cross, but Sky's just managed to slip through. Neptune now has got top piano control. This changes the engagement entirely. Whoa! Just like that, Mutineers! Map control, gunfight wins, and with that, map point.
Bro, and quick, clean, and easy. That is Awakening's gun. Neptune runs up top. That is good communication. Either Neptune is next level on the awareness, or Awakening just like, oh, you need a Crimsix. I dropped one up there for you. Go pick it up real quick. Within half a second, it just laser beams Silly towards the back of the map. So again, dude, it's just honestly like AR dominance right now. Just winning those long-range gunfights. Awakening's been on point. Neptune, when he needs to, has been on point. Or Skies has 8 kills to his name as well. AR's right now on the flip side for Guerrillas. Got to step it up just a little bit.
Oh, I was going to say, like, hey, what does it look like when you're getting beamed across map? Like, that's it. It's those little slow tags. Just makes these fights so difficult. I think that may have actually been Awakening again. So Awakening, 10-5 overall. Very, very influential here on Miami. Talked about that hometown advantage that the London Royal Ravens had in Modern Warfare on Piccadilly. Miami here for the Florida Mutineers. It could well and truly be it. And they close it out now. 50 seconds remaining in this round. Could be the last. Neptune presses the advantage. A very, very big individual win there. 2v4. aBeZy, what do you got? Oh, there it is. He's got nothing. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's done, Florida. What a closing round. A disgusting finish there to go 6-3. But that will make this series that bit more interesting, chance, as we now are tied up 1-1.
And that was dominating as well, man. That, like, it looks scary to be in the middle of the map at all going against Florida. You got guys getting shot in the feet underneath trucks from across the map by Skies. Anytime you just, like, open yourself up from cover for a half a second, anywhere towards the beach or anywhere mid-map, Awakening was going to kill you. It was just a bullying game, effectively, from Florida. And I'm telling you, man, that did not look like it was a lot of fun to play on the flip side for Guerrillas.
Oh, there's our stats from what was a very interesting game. You're going to see our big love there from Awakening. 11-5 overall. The Krig really reigning supreme there. Really saw Silly with the occasional XM4, but man, that was a nice turn. A great turn now in the series. We're all tied up 1-1. Chance, that was You know, I think homework has definitely been done. Let's be real, mate. I mean, Florida, they looked very, very squeaky clean. They were in Miami. You know, there was a lot of adaptations. We saw some big engagement wins. Everything was really working out from there.
Yeah, nice counter strat I think they had in like the third defensive round they had as well. But I think the biggest thing, just the first bloods, 6 first bloods to 3. I think it was the clean search and destroy game on Miami you'd expect to see. Get first blood, win the round. Don't throw anything away too crazy. And just play very slow, very patient, and make sure the ARs, at least for Florida, stay on point.
Well, we got a US Army tactical play now. This is, of course, going to be from round 11. Very, very exciting stuff here from our boys. Sorry, not from round 11. No, take it all back. But this was Awakening, doing what he does. Massive long-range engagements. Again, dude, it's not easy to win those fights, and Awakening just has the binoculars out, man. He's seeing it all go down.
And he was just on point, just through and through. We have rounds where Awakening is like sleeping or like sneaking his way through, working his way up the map, and every single player on the Guerrillas is getting shots in from him on different parts of the map. He can just be an incredibly tough player to play against. And even still, again, the first blood's being key. Just another round, you get the first blood. There's never a man advantage. It's very difficult to pop 2 pieces on my end.
Super hard to do it, but some players make it look a little easier than others. Well, that's it. The first 2 maps of the series are done. We're going to have a very, very quick commercial break. And when we come back, we've got some control. And you'll never guess, it's on Garrison.
Try, you can't stop it. OC dub, way up like a rocket. Acting up, acting that way out of pocket. For the grind, for the hustle, I can't knock it. Do what it take, do what you do, you can try. Yeah. I've been up, I've been stuck up in the sky. Yeah. Loony at the top, I can't lie. Haters watch it, throw the piece, tell them bye. I got things to do, I got bands to get. Competition up in smoke, ooh, cannabis. Ask me why I'm a top 10 candidate. I'm so fly, I'm so clean, ooh, and I'm rich. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got penny bands, I'm thumbing it, yeah. Tell them move. Get up out the way. It's ludicrous, yeah, how much I'm getting paid. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10K. No mob ties for the player being made. Now how you spoke to your girl, better check her phone. And do you know what she doing when you not at home? And when she tell you she alone, but she not alone. She got a lot of options, eeny, miny, mo. She gon' do what she want, ain't no stopping it all. Pour the liquor in the cup, yeah, I'm topping it off. I might take your girl, take a trip to the mall. Put the shelf in the bag, yeah, cause I'm copping it all. I'm saying, they can't stop it, they can't stop the kids, they can't stop it, they can't stop it.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
What's up everyone, Study here, and this is your Scuff Team of the Week, a super team built with 4 of the top performers at the most recent event. 3 players are chosen by the league, and the final player is selected by a fan vote. Stick around to the end to find out who they are. First up, it's Huke of the Dallas Empire. Huke's one of the 5 reigning champs of the Call of Duty League, and he's clearly hungry for ring number 2. He had an explosive performance in the first week of the 2021 season, scoring both the highest hardpoint KD and the highest overall KD. If you want to check out some top shelf Huke gameplay, be sure to check out map 1 of the Dallas Empire versus Seattle Surge, where Huke drops a massive 35 and 16 KD on Crossover's hardpoint. Next up, it's Simp. In 2020, Simp was on Scuff Team of the Week about a bajillion times, and it looks like 2021 starting off on the same way. What are we supposed to do though? The guy is just that consistent. Simp kicked off the first week of the Cold War season with the highest overall KD and the second highest S&D KD. Of course, he couldn't have done it all by himself. Luckily for him, he's got himself a hell of a duo. Enter aBeZy, the other half of the Tiny Terrors duo. In the 2020 season, aBeZy was known as the first blood god in S&D, and it looks like he's continuing that trend in 2021. He scored 6 first bloods over 23 rounds of play, and racked up the most total kills in S&D out of any player that week. He also made the game-winning play in Map 4 of Atlanta FaZe's match versus OpTic Chicago, scoring a huge 3-piece to beat OpTic on rotations from P3 to P4 on Moscow. Our final player, selected by fan vote, is Dashy of OpTic Chicago. OpTic had a mixed result in their first week of play, but Dashy was putting in solid, consistent performances from map to map. His team ultimately ended up going 1-1 over the first week of play, but Dashy's consistency with the AR shone through, earning him the second highest overall KD of the first week. That's your Scuffed Team of the Week for Stage 1, Week 1.
That was your Scuffed Team of the Week. You can see them all season long on our YouTube channel. That's again, youtube.com/COD League. But you're probably there now. Either way, these are our CDL points presented by Game Fuel. And my word, is that the LA Thieves at the top with 20 points there alongside Atlanta FaZe? Hard to believe. You think of the performance that those players had last season.
And again, just looking at that graphic of what the point standings, only 2 series played for 8 of the teams and only 1 for like some of the others. So it is very early on. That's the exciting thing, Miles, about the Super Week, Super Freaky. So much got to be played. A lot of these teams have 4 series, and then really we finally get to have an understanding of where the lay of the land is going to be, and maybe stop getting some of these hot takes out the window, even for this series alone. After map 1, everybody's like, no, Florida's trash, these players are terrible. And then after map 2, they're like, wait a minute, these guys are actually discussing. I love that like clean gameplay. Everything is so back and forth right now. We still need to figure out where all these teams stand. And frankly, obviously this series is one of the most interesting ones we have. 2 teams where they're somewhere in the middle of the pack. We still just have no idea.
We have no idea, but hopefully we can find out a little bit more after this one. Garrison Control, map number 3. We're tied up 1-1 if you've just joined us. Everybody loves a little bit of control. 2 zones. Capture them both to win the round if you're on offense, or run out of lives. 30 lives for either side. Minute 30 on the clock to start things off. And off onto the defense, we are going to see 2 members. Oh, it looks like 1 member there of Florida Mutineers over towards A. The remainder of them trying to take care of these players in on B. Now, we've seen how defensive heavy it can be here on Garrison. But by that same merit, the offensive round wins, like, they're blistering. Like, once the opening happens, like, there's a very, very small chance, you know, of you making it in. Once you're in, though, you're pretty sweet and set. And we've seen that come through a few times there from these top teams. Do what Florida and LA bring to the table here today.
I think really Garrison Control is just a map where it just feels like offense is more difficult, right? Because like there are just rounds where you get spawn trapped and completely destroyed. There's rounds where you never touch foot on A, but I think what we've seen so far, it's only about a 60-40 split, so fairly balanced. Really is just a theme of the map. Can you ever on offense get that breakout towards A? Of course, that's what Vivid is maybe trying to keep an eye on. If they ever get a pick on this side of the map, they might make the move and try to break out. But actually, Vivid gets the pick. They don't try to make that break. They need roam and try to get these kills inside the hill. It's Slack right now, just contesting around lights. After he's trying to hunt him down, but Slack wins that big one up.
Oh, he wins another one as well. Slack's on a bit of a tear right now. He didn't actually have the time to stop the tick on B. Neptune's going to be up next to try to get that one done. Nice nade's going to take care of Silly. Awakening though from top green, cleaning these players out. That's going to be 2 to his name already. Skies does get the assist. Awakening though with the kills coming through as well. Signs of aggression now from the Florida Mutineers, making their way past those tanks into the more dangerous territory for the Los Angeles Guerrillas. Silly now desperately trying to battle his way back forwards through the map, trying to reclaim some real estate. A nice shot into the first. Second players though not going to have it. Neptune, right place, right time. Saves his teammates. Speaking of time, there's now 20 seconds remaining. We have to see LAG make their way forward, but Mutineers with wonderful discipline, really holding them back now. Just going to let the clock whittle out and chance 23 to 16 lives overall. Not a very, let's say, a gory round.
Oh yeah, it's completely chalk. Slack just put on a show, I'd say, for the first half, or maybe not a big show, only 5 kills, but he was the man that made the play, picked up 2 over towards lights, and then towards the end, shut down the push towards B as well. Talked about it being, you know, 60-40 split for defense in favor of offense. Not too hefty. When you get beat and you're on offense, sometimes it can just feel bad in Awakening, showing exactly why you take 3 steps out of spawn. You're getting laser beamed from the catwalk. It could just be very tough, but hey, that's why you just gotta hit the old regain. bounce back and try to have a field day on defense yourself.
Let's see what the Mutineers can now bring on an offensive round. That was a very, very disciplined defense. Vivid 3 and 4 overall. CLAG now trying to make the way in towards the points. Looks like a heavier A push on defense. There's still 3 making their way through the middle of the map. And Vivid now from down low. You can hear the trophy systems. They are working overtime right now. Skies with that first blood. Oh, Vivid's going to get cut down again. Skies with a nice 2-piece. Start this one off. And this is a scary thought. You've now got 2 members of Florida making their way on towards the A zone. The first one's going to get the kill. Awakening's now going to make his way forward as well. This could be a 2-zone capture at the same time. B, the first tick's almost completed there. Nades coming through. Awakening gets involved a little too late, but not a problem. Shots are there. aBeZy will clean him up. B, first tick complete. Sky is still maintaining pressure on A.
I was going to say, the A push is still here. You got 3 players on it. It is one man by himself, slacked over towards the B point. So he's at least stopping the clock to buy his teammates time to get the clearance towards green. But it looks like on defense, Guerrillas, at least over towards the A point, able to stay nice and secure. They put the pressure in the right spots. But of course, this is why Slack was here earlier. Just the guarantee, get me out of the way. And they have so much time. They have accrued themselves 2 minutes and 10 seconds plus a 4-life lead to try to figure out a way to win this round. And frankly, they're already swimming on the point. You got one player, it's Neptune, potentially in bricks, looking for some spawn kills. Unfortunately for him, you see App able to pick up 2 big kills and shut that first push down.
Yeah, Vivid, he was doing a lot of work there on the point. He's 5 and 7 overall. Assault's a little slower here at 1 and 6, but again, you've got these players who have to make sure that those flanks are well and truly safe. Silly, he's going to be watching the outside of the map there on the left-hand side. aBeZy, sneaky position. Oh no, Neptune just dances all over him, man. That was some slick movement. Silly now getting pushed back. This is starting to look a little dangerous. Mutineers driving themselves forward. Starting to pick up a lot more of the map control. This is where you see the Guerrillas starting to get pushed to the ropes. They're going to start swinging, start to buy themselves a little bit more space to work with here. Otherwise, that A zone, we are going to see those little Florida feet dancing in the pools of the zone. But now, Silly, Vivid, kills coming either way. Sky's on the other side. What a kill that was. Not able to get the third. But again, LAG now making their way forward. Sky's with a little bit of an opening chance. 1 minute 5 on the clock. It's dwindling away slowly, mate, but LAG are holding.
Honestly, it's just the spread of the push right now, or at least the defensive setup that the girls have been able to have that benefit from. You got Silly spawning all the way in the back, and that's who Awakening's potentially going to be looking for. But now the push is in. 2 players maybe even flooding out of green. Maybe Florida debating on what they want to do. Everyone now grouped up towards square. This is when you try to make the move. Vivid, though, able to pick up 2. Skies is there for the trades, but Skies gonna get shut down. That was 3 or 4 on the feed for Vivid. There's the multi-kill popping up on the scoreboard, doing it by himself, picking up the 4 kills, and frankly, that should, I imagine, should be enough to secure the defensive round win. Of course, though, still 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, LAG, they could not control B. They didn't really have the map presence, but you bring the fight to them, and the subbies are looking so good. Vivid almost finds the second, and that's going to be Awakening now. Finally able to get another point. 10 seconds. Can they get us contest? Anyone nearby? Anyone going for it? Are we going to try to keep those lives together? That's the best you can hope for right now. 8-8, a very different round. And there it is. At 1.1 seconds, the contest comes through. The Mutineers are on the point. They've completely swanned it. Chance. They're going to nail this one. You've got a decent break. 1 chance right now. As a cruise missile comes through from the Guerrillas, it's Vivid, and he gets them off the point just in time. They all ran for it like streaks run. Wow. Vivid, what a heroic round.
The third, and there's number 4, the best play that got him the streaks to make it happen. Good Lord, what it takes sometimes to get a round win. And honestly, just comical with 1.1 seconds on the clock. The play is obviously, if 3 players stacked up, it's like you make the one sacrificial lamb, everyone else like slides to cover, and you make sure you keep it on. I think with just a full second to make that decision, everyone from Florida just completely hopped off. But you see, that's the moment, man. Like, if you ever get that clearance towards A, there's always potential, even with just 1 second on the clock.
That was a great round. Awakening fights off more than he can chew there in the fight against Assault. Is going to get that first blood. Quick contest. Vivid's on the flank, man. He's feeling himself. He's like, I'm going, dude. I'm going, A. I've already cut the guy down by Arch. He's like, I'm in. There's a lot of space now to work with. The Florida players are dropping off. There's one of them left in the middle of the map. And now Vivid. Oh, my God. Awakening. That was unfortunate. Oh, Vivid is absolutely snapping right now. Assault makes his way onto the A point. A slow capture now. For sure. He's actually not on the point, technically, but you know what I mean? He's trying to hold the position, get his boys up there, get them involved. He's going to see a little bit of progress.
by aBeZy as well, but the trades are here. You got that clearance on A, though. It is 2 players still stacked up on the point, so while Slack's looking for spawn kills, his teammates on the backside need to get these players off of A because it's a 2v3, but you got trophies in assault and in power position. You can do it with 2 players here.
Ooh, Neptune finds another one. That's a nice bit of clearance. Ooh, boy. Oh, man. Second tick, though, at A. That's really dangerous. Neptune from up high once again. Slack's going to find the trade. Now setting up to hold B. Man, you just had like the one opportunity they had to just get some breathing space, just get some air back in the lungs, because Guerrillas were non-stop. They were hitting them fast there. Here we go. 30 seconds remaining. Vivid making his way forward. Awakening's going to save it. The trade comes through. That's aBeZy back on spawn. Assault gets pushed back as well. Here goes number 3. It's Slacked. He's going to make his way forward. Try to keep these players back. Keep them off the point. 20 seconds remaining there. All you have to do is hold it. You just have to hold it. And this is Florida's round. 15 seconds. The clock's going to be ticking. Here comes the push. Silly's in there first. Slacked. Patient play. Able to get the tags in there. It's going to stop the clock once again. The kills are working out. It's Awakening finding a few here as well. aBeZy's trying to make something happen. And you may just let this go because the Guerrillas... No, there it is. The contest. 0.3 seconds left on the clock. Slack's the hero. He's going to get it done. And, dude, you can... How close can these rounds get on the clock? How much closer can we get?
I mean, as close as you want. I will say, though, Slack, just a phenomenal job on this round. I think he went on like a 9 spree towards the end. He guaranteed is going to have both of his streaks. You got to imagine if they see a 5th round and they're on defense, almost just a guarantee, but just incredibly annoying that entire time, right? While his team, all 3 of those players were swarming over towards A to make sure they don't lose it. He was the guy pushed up over towards Caution, over towards that P3 hill, and just being annoying, getting those spawn kills, and it's an 8 spree that he was able to go on in the meantime, and so much of that was done when he was by himself. Get that round win for the team. Nice advantage that they have, and well, maybe even use the streaks on offense. Potentially, you could see it.
Yeah, you can definitely see it. Awakening's first blood there is, boy, Florida Mutineers now sitting at map point 2-1. And they do it one more time. Too soon. aBeZy goes down there to skies. The Diamondcon's going to clear out those players at the back, but again, the LAG on defense and a flying Neptune spotted for a brief moment there. Vivid back on the defense. Tags up Neptune. Little too eager. The damage dealt there is going to surely keep him back for now, but see how we go. Vivid dancing around here with Neptune, and this is a duel, man. I mean, what a 1v1 this is. 2 players with great movement, 2 submachine guns battling for control of this A zone. The loser here, surely hold their head high. They put up a good fight. B's almost gone there as Florida Mutineers have made their way forward very, very well. Silly's going to get the first. Can they take care of Slacked as well? Not a chance. Slacked is slaying chance. Absolutely slaying, and here we go. A's the final point, and Florida get it done.
And well, keep in mind, you still have streaks. You could stack up in green, streak these players out, and at the very least force them into bricks, or just do it with the straight gun skill. Slack not able to get the second. Looks like Neptune not going to be too quick there on the trades, but either way, 3 life advantage, still a fair bit of time on the clock. Again, if they ever decide, man, they got that artillery and crews in the back pocket.
And do you save that for the final round potentially? Or, you know, you could use it here to break them up. So, they're on your screen trying to now find some players here in mid. Looks like number 4 in from behind. That's going to be Neptune. He's actually managed to get right in there. He's got these players back on spawn. Assault's doing the exact same job for his team on the other side of the map. Neptune loses his gunfights on the left-hand side, so the defense is safe for now. But once again, Slacked. Incredible individual prowess so far. He is having one hell of a map. Viv is going to just about cut him down there. And there we have it, Chance. 1 minute now left in the round. Billy back over on defense. And you have to throw everything you possibly got at this one. Here comes the artillery from Slack. It's going to force these players inside. Silly, though. No problem, dude. No problem. Slack's going to get the kills. It's going to make the A zone safe for now. But Slack through the fire and the flames. Vivid finds 2.
Hey, Slack also just like straight up walked over an 8 and took 0 damage. So he's got a little bit of magic in his feet. But either way, the bullets get the job done. 2 kills right now for Florida to maybe get clearance on A. And actually, you see a lot of stack up over towards light, so you can't get through bricks, but Neptune just doesn't know. It was actually open just for a moment, but that door has now been shut. You've already burned 1 streak, 20 seconds left on the clock. At the very least, you gotta keep that life advantage.
They could do it. 50 seconds, big win from Neptune on the first. The bait and switch now starting to come into play. Can they play around this doorway and maybe catch a few more? Vivid's going to be up next. Slack's going to try to hit the flank with Awakening now, but Silly and Assault lying in position, waiting for those players. aBeZy on spawn, Assault finds 1. Slack makes his way in. There's the timing. The tags come through. The trade's not going to quite be there, and that is that. We go to a final round.
And I was thinking about the lives being close. The lives are not even remotely close. Florida just outslayed them in the first 4 rounds by a very wide margin. So I'm sure they were pretty comfortable, willing to go for that last-ditch effort to get to the point, even if to no avail. And something I want to touch on before we get into this round 5. How confusing it must be playing against Neptune, who it seemingly just does things for the sake of doing them. We're watching him like jump in and out of top green, jumping down, coming right back up, sliding around. Just to try to keep track of him on the map has got to be incredibly difficult. And just, again, just like an annoying factor that a player can bring to the table.
That's a Halo 5 player in a nutshell, dude. Just annoying. Really annoying. Good movement. Love to see it. Shout out, boys. 20 and 16 overall for Neptune, and this is him on your screen. See what we can do right off the rip here. Again, a decent position to catch these players in. But B is being captured right now. Slacked is in the contest spot at this point in time. So that is going to stop the capture progress. But again, you do have to get one of these players off of it. And right now for Cilly and Slacked, I mean, it's a staring contest. Unless somebody else gets involved and blows on the naked eyeball. And Slacked, nice shots, in and out he goes. But once again, off the point. Contest now coming through, draining the point slowly but surely. Nice bit of work. The battle is really taking place in the middle of the map. It's Awakening now, trying to find a few slips on by. Vivid can't quite save his teammate in time, but here we go. LAG, they are making the push happen. Forward we go, and Vivid straight onto the point. See if they can't get some spots on a B. A nice win there onto Neptune. The kills come through. Awakening just takes the tip of his head off. That was a big win as well. So B once again looking safe, and man, the defense is holding so far. Can aBeZy change things? Just under 50 seconds remaining. Oh, it's not quite the 2. No trades to be had. Chance. I'm looking at that cruise missile soon. I'm like, call it.
Oh, it's still, though, just a delicate balance towards B. 43 seconds on the clock. Guerrillas, I mean, I think have been getting bullied out on offense so far. Ooh. Maybe that's the break. They get the clearance on B. And you got Assault leaning out towards A. Well, he's just going to get picked off. And unfortunately, his teammate needs to come pick up green for him. That's going to be Cilly's new role. Either way, though, green control eviscerated. Neptune's going to take care of that in every single round on defense. Florida gets someone behind enemy lines. He gets dealt with. And still over towards A. You got to keep in mind, still that cruise missile in the back pocket of Slacked, if they even need it. They've done such a good job so far this entire map, just keeping control of this A point.
Now, Awakening's going to be on top of the radar tank here. Possibly to make his way forward. Oh. There it is. Artillery lands. We're all good for now. The big shots over the top to catch Cilly, and oh, it's a Florida Mutineers kill feed. They hold it perfectly. 1:05 on the clock. The entirety of LAG now back on spawn. They have to watch out, though, because here come the Mutineers pushing the front line forward. Awakening from up high is going to be slowed down ever so slightly. What is he made of? Adamantium. Doesn't go down as Assault wins a big one at the back, trying to push these players from the Mutineers out. Chance 50 seconds remaining. Defense now looking to press the advantage, looking to possibly press the win. Slacked once again mid-map. Slacked 22 and 17. He has had a huge game of control.
Oh, just too clean. He finds a corner and he sticks to it until the kills just like fall into his lap, and he makes sure to throw in some fancy ones just for the play. Makes the read on the guy in vents as well.
The guy? It's
aBeZy's going to be feeling that one, but
it's aBeZy.
28 seconds left.
He's going vents, baby.
Yeah, my bad. That's the expectation. If you haven't seen aBeZy, check the vents. You're right. That's on me.
Well, yeah, Slacked the reads are on point, man. 15 seconds. Neptune's going to find the trades there. Silly Sky's all about to cut you up there, brother. 10 seconds remaining. No one. And an opportunity to contest this one in the Mutineers. This is surely their round, surely their map. And they're going to be going up by 1 here in the series.
Good Lord. I mean, that is genuinely... I know the scoreline is close for the 3-2 at the end, but it really just feels like Florida bullied them on that map. The defensive rounds, for the most part, not even close. You know, Guerrillas got out there a few times, made it a little bit interesting, but it seems like you had one round where Slack just goes on a tear, goes on the 8 spree, completely shuts you down. But even towards the end, I think that was 2 out of 3 defensive round. The best play is Awakening, just on top catwalk, just gunning you down left and right. His awareness, by the way, still on point, still a 99 rating. Artillery gets called in, just jumps straight off the map, times it perfectly to get back in, and just wild shots. I believe it takes Cilly down when he tried to get back inside, but efficient work nonetheless, man. Each player seemed like had a moment to shine in that game.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to start seeing players having to aim those artilleries more towards, like, yeah, where they're going to be running to versus where they're at. There we go. There's the stats from that Garrison control. And, dude, it's for me, it's just props to Slack. He had some incredible standout plays. The runs he made, the streaks he garnered. It's exactly the same way we saw Vivid use it in that first round when they had, again, 30-30 for Vivid there. He went pretty big. The big spree there and the points gained was huge. But what can we say? Florida Mutineers, they were harder, better, faster, and stronger from start to finish there. Yep, me too, mates. Oh, Daft Punk. But we're almost ready to get into our next map charts. We're going all the way, baby. Now we have Florida in the driver's seat. If they can win the next hardpoint, they take the series. LAG, not quite out of this one yet. When we come back after this quick break, more Call of Duty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's now time for map 4 here in this series between the LA Guerrillas and the Florida Mutineers. We're going back to Garrison for our hard point. If we have to go to game 5, it's going to be good old Moscow for the search and destroy. This series has turned around quite nicely. These are the Garrison hardpoint stats from the opening weekend. This is between both, of course, you see at the top of the screen there, Awakening Skies, Apathy, and Vivid there. I mean, the hill time there throughout looking pretty nice chance. But, I mean, in this matchup now, I mean, opening weekend feels like a lifetime ago. How are you pairing these teams up against each other at this point in time?
Well, honestly, just even looking at it, that's like, what, 2 low KDs for the ARs for Florida and then 2 low KDs for the subbies on the side of Guerrillas. And I think the way the series has played out so far, maybe a little bit back and forth in the respawns. I think the ARs for the past 2 maps on Florida have just been obliterating Assault and Silly when he's been pulling it out. And then we saw on Crossroads, and it was going very well for him. Like, he got Silly going on 8 spree, so honestly, very tough to call at this point. I really don't have a clear-cut indication. Of course, if we want to go for the hot takes or the recency bias, certainly it seems like Florida has a lot of momentum in their sails, but again, just looking at that first hard point, there was a little bit of life there. I just need a lot more from the Guerrillas players, Matt, because they did just get completely... If it wasn't for Vivid hopping the 4-piece and getting the streaks, that game ends, 3 minutes sooner in a 3-1 fashion. So Vivid needs to keep it up. He needs his ARs to pick it up a little bit as well, because Skies and Awakening, they've been feasting for at least the past 25 minutes.
Well, the play you talked about in that last map, about how difficult and annoying the movement was to play against Neptune. Still on your screen, we're going to see him rolling to this hard point first. The mid-map, the opening break, Vivid goes down low, interesting. And that is going to pay off. Apathy gets the damage done. Slacked is now pretty much alone on the hard point. Another clean up there from Vivid, who takes his way through the bottom center of the map and takes full control. LAG now with the opening break worked out. Gonna get himself that hard point. Vivid finds another one. He shot punches Awakening in the kill feed. Like, He's a maniac.
Maniac on the floor. Again, just hanging out. I mean, this is honestly, you see the setup or eventually the return, the wrap coming in from Florida. There is 30 seconds left on P1. They are ignoring it entirely. They are just giving it straight away just to make sure that they can get set up anew. And
oh my God,
a smart decision long term. You got Caesar investing in his game. You got the team investing in the rotation, paying dividends potentially. They get that early control. You're able to get those trophies down, but the back spawns come in for Guerrillas. Maybe, just maybe, there's enough time on the clock for them to get the return.
Vivid with another big opening fight. He and Neptune, man, they're going toe to toe. This is very, very entertaining watching these two guys go at each other. Silly now making his way off spawn. Nade for Awakening, doesn't land it. Skies finds two. Silly does get the kill though with the nade, and the contest still coming through. Slack's going to get the final few kills there, and that is going to be Florida finally in the point, and better late than never. LAG, there is a certain ferocity to their gameplay right now, man. They are just bringing the heat. Can they keep those temperatures up all the way? Florida Mutineers now with hardpoint. Nice shot from Neptune there. Great awareness now. Straight on the hunt he goes. Nice two. Neptune not able to find any more. I mean, that could have been a full 4 if he landed those first few shots, man. That was an unbelievable bit of a run. Slacked immediately. 7 HP to his name. Cuts that player down and does keep the pressure on the hardpoint. It's only 15 seconds, but this is a lot of time here in the professional world. That's a nice big win. The rotation's already going down, and Awakening, he is completely surrounded by Guerrillas players.
You see Guerrillas 3 stacked over on this point. Keep in mind, actually, Vivid, because he loses the gunfight against Slack, he might be working on a late pinch. Maybe he's going to get caught out. It depends on the awareness. You see, as his teammate gets the kills, you got Vivid in the middle of the map. He's slowed down. He was able to shoot Slack in the back. So not only do you have 3 players from the Guerrillas making sure that they stay nice and secure at the back of the map so they don't lose rotations, Vivid making the big brain play. Trying to be annoying to get some extra kills, but now Florida, they are flooding up through caution. Got at least 2 players here.
And June cleans the trophy, allows his teammates to make their way forward. Awakening's going to be up next. Big win. Still very, very difficult to work with from this situation, but Awakening is somehow, he's just doing unspeakable things to make his way onto this point. The kills come through. Silly's going to find another nice 2 there as he cleans up those players for a week. And the Mutineers, they can't seem to catch a break right now. It's so hard to fight forward in these spawns. It's going to be number 8, aBeZy, already making his way through mid-map. He finds 2 kills on the rotation. App is a machine as well. Los Angeles Guerrillas looking to force this to a game 5 with the way they're playing. There's still a long, hard point ahead of us, Chance. I mean, that rotation's done. You got to give that one to App. Map control going the way of the Guerrillas.
I was going to say, just about everything on that hill almost perfectly done. They got broken for a few seconds, but even to make sure that they don't get trapped inside, App putting the work in to make sure that doesn't happen. You got top green control in the hands of Silly, at least for a moment, just trying to keep these players from Florida at bay. And for Florida here, if they ever get like 4 down, well, maybe they're going to get the 4 down in their favor. I was going to say they need to be concerned about getting spawn trapped. Instead, they get the clearance. Now, if they get that top green control, they are in a pretty fantastic spot to get right back in this game.
Yeah, possible to get right back in this game. LAG now trying to keep this theirs. Go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in with the Los Angeles Guerrillas.
That's just one on me.
Caution low before weak.
I have left. Caution and bricks at mid. Caution and mid.
Ramping right.
Nice.
I'm in L. I want to block back here. Do I want
Yes. He spawned up. He already spawned up. There's no one there yet.
Wait.
I need a copy.
P4. Hold green. Oh, you can back to P2.
I'm giving it up.
Yeah,
I'll keep blocking. You're good.
I'm watching my use.
I've lost my square. I'm still looking over you from tank. He's getting
square. I'm absolutely.
I got you left, Ryan. Neptune square hurt. Another one in left.
Green.
I got you.
That's his fort.
Left side. Wake. Absolute. Go.
Neptune on hill weak. Neptune on hill weak. One's gonna be green. There's 3 by hill.
I got you. I think Jared just wanted. Jared just found. Nothing L.
I have a trophy. Yeah.
Oh, L now. Guys, is in L. Guys, in L.
And one more break.
Arch, he got me. One's green. Guys in time. One hill.
We can challenge all together.
Arch in hill.
Wrap left, mid hill. Oh, he's forks, guys.
Top cat as well.
Make sure we're wrapping left to brick.
I'm absolutely. I'm waiting for you guys.
I thought rates.
Top cat.
Top cat. I'm looking for top cat.
Top cat no.
One shot. Got him.
Nice.
3. Last
guy's on hill. He could fall behind us.
They're there. One of them dead.
100% dead.
He naded inside green. I'm gonna jump. They're double nading me green.
You side hill.
Top green. Nice.
There's another thing.
No, wait.
I got in the back.
Don't challenge me. Last year.
There you hear the comms from the Los Angeles Guerrillas and Chance, a stark contrast to what we heard from the Mutineers in map 1.
That was fantastic from the Guerrillas, really was. Like, what we heard from Florida earlier, like, everything was kind of fine from all the players. No one doing anything wrong. Slack, like, trying to direct traffic. But it felt like something was missing. What we just heard from those comms, you have, like, Silly coming out, like, all right, 18 seconds left, they're spawning here. Everyone go for this wrap. They're calling out at the end of the previous hill what time those players are spawning. Because if the players are spawning when, like, the new hill pops, that's a different spawn location from where if they spawn 2 seconds earlier at the old hill, someone's pulling up the scoreboard and making those, like, on-the-fly adjustments, making sure everyone is hyper-aware. It was on point, seemingly, from all 4 players. Even, I think, Vivid taking the time to be the leader of, like, all right, like, hold on, take your time, make sure we do this push together. It was great. Honestly, was probably one of the better listen-ins we've had so far this year. That was even when they were getting bullied out and losing the hill.
Well, Guerrillas, they talk the talk, but right now they're going to walk the walk because Mutineers, they've got themselves on point. This is looking great. They managed to take the lead during that breakdown, and again, this is a solid hold and a difficult hard point to break wide open. Neptune there by Archers. You're going to 3-man pushing through bricks right now from LAG. Assault's going to have to back on up as the nades come through, but here come the footmen. They're going to make their way up the left-hand side of the flank. There's the shots coming through, and it's all Florida so far. The kills keep coming. Skies, that's all 4 for the team. That's going to be slacked on a 5 spree as well. Florida, welcome back to Garrison.
Oh my God, sometimes it's nice when the comms are on point, but it's a lot nicer when in the comms you just hear Skies going dead, 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 and just kills them all.
Dead.
Racking them up, number 6 on the spree. He's got dead, next one on the list. And well, now frankly, you got maybe a little bit of game of hide and seek coming in. aBeZy, he has found his spot. See if Florida's got their prop hunt work in. Got Awakening, Awareness 99. Awakening's going to find him, right? Awakening's what he does. No, aBeZy, world champ in hide and seek, prop hunt, and Call of Duty, and even still doesn't block the spawns. That is one of the most unfortunate spawns I have seen this year. Awakening dies by them, spawns up right behind him, shoots him in the back. Florida, well, they're going to try to make use of the pressure.
LAG, get him out. Assault, man, Assault, this is a 1v2 that has just been going on forever. He is winning a big one here. And he get it done against Awakening as well. The tags are there. Assault lives! The 5 spree. Oh, he's all good, baby. I was going to say, Awakening didn't expect to, you know, see the prop disguised as a world champion, you know. Like, he wasn't looking for app. App found him, though. But there we go. LAG, what a, like, a gauntlet that was from Assault. 5 kills in a row, still trying to work his way towards streaks. Final 10 seconds going to go the way of LAG here, but it's not enough to get him into the lead. Mid-match control going the way of Florida. But Assault's trying to change that.
Skies, I think, through the wall as well. Skies was top green and just got that kill on the player in caution. You talk about a player that knows all the wall bang spots. This isn't even a joke. Skies literally on point. It's been like this for years. And inside the hill, well, you got that control. You are trying to keep Guerrillas pinching the back. Assault, maybe the hero play. Skies is there to deal with them, and no one able to get the clearance. No one able to get out of their spawn. AR presence right now, too strong for Florida.
Yeah, it's going big. Skies, 16 and 19, I think, overall. 30 seconds remaining on this hard point. Skies, I mean, he's the master of the ankle shot. Like, no one goes for it more than Skies, like, overall in the league. I mean, he's shown me angles I didn't even know existed on most of these maps. He's got another player come up against him, though. It's not an ankle. It could well be a head, but that's all right. Silly's dead. Skies still good to go. 212 now overall for Florida Mutineers. They are keeping the defensive line solid. Awakening, man, he is frying right now. We'll put him at the top. He does manage to get the trade in there on the Vivid. That was 3 in a row. Neptune from up high now as well. The Florida Mutineers starting to take over on Garrison chance. And this is getting ugly.
And Neptune, by the way, just Mr. Consistency. 26 and 18. It feels like he hasn't been too flashy in the kill feed, but been putting in work from start to finish. 30 seconds in the game is Florida's. They do not have hill control, but they should get it shortly. That's 3 down in their favor. Slacked up top green gets dealt with by Silly, so maybe they're in the back spawn. But hey, it doesn't really matter if you have the back spawns if you still get that hill control. Neptune doing his best job just to stay alive.
Yeah, great job so far. The trades come through. Skies is going to be able to jump on the point. And this could be it. Mutineers in a position to potentially win this one. Big deep spawn there from the Guerrillas. They're able to get some eyes on this hard point potentially, but you got to hurry up, boys. Got to get there a little faster. So he's going to find the kills. aBeZy there on the other side of the map, trying to do what he can from a very, very dangerous spot. Slack's got eyes on. Takes him down. There we go. Vivid now on your screen. Trying to get the final few seconds as hard point, but it's all about that next one. That's really where your eyes have to go. Mutineers can get it done here. Vivid. The hard point rips open. We're going to see some contests come through. It's going to Awakening and Neptune to really make that close range game work. Silly trying to bring the fight forward. Perfect pitch, good timing, finds one, but Skies is there on the immediate bounce back. Man, the comms and the teamwork right now from Florida. 5 seconds for the win. Is anyone close by? Can you get the kills? Can you get them off it? No. It's going to be a 3-1 as the Florida Mutineers respect my pick'ems.
Done and dusted, as the Aussies say. And dude, a genuinely fantastic series. It really was from Florida. So many things we could touch on, but I'll just try to pick up the point. Think about the number of kills Skies and Awakening both in this series got from wild angles. It was in Miami. They're shooting players' feet underneath like the police van, shooting people through tanks on P1 on Crossroads, shooting people in the ankles underneath the tanks here on Garrison, getting the wall bangs as well. You never feel safe when you're playing against this AR duo. And of course, it's not just the AR duo. Again, Neptune, incredibly consistent from start to finish. Not quite sure if he got the 30 bomb, but if he didn't, he was close to it. But just a tough team to play against, man. Florida is something very fierce.
This is what I worried about. I mean, again, as a team, I think like they've got a lot to lose here, man. It's mostly just reputation. But they actually cemented it further, like showing that they do have what it takes to hang. They do have what it takes to put teams down. You know, that was a really dominant performance at times. And I think all things considered, a 3-1 victory is what I think many people expected. I mean, LAG, dude, there were some amazing signs of life there. Like really, really brilliant stuff. Like we saw the comms are sounding fantastic. It really does come down to a little couple of individual moments. Here are your stats from that Garrison hardpoint. And man alive, like I'm just trying to, it's kind of small for me at this point in time. 26-23 for Skies there. He went pretty huge. 21 even Stevens there from Awakening, but man, a good performance across the board. And shots for two teams, like to start us off here in Super Week, a delightful series to get things going.
It was very enjoyable. It really was. That was a fun time, a close series as well, back and forth for the moments. And I would say for the side of Florida, just a lot of positive takeaways from all 4 players. Neptune putting work in the slaying category. Slack had big moments in the Garrison control. Otherwise was genuinely putting in work. And again, the in-game leader, he was like the only guy, at least it felt like for the 30-second bit we had, really trying to direct that traffic, really trying to be that in-game leader. So I mean, across the board. And then, of course, the 2 AR players, again, just disgustingly good at everything that they do. So Florida, again, the bounce back, the hot takes, maybe being quelled for at least just a moment as they secure that 3-1 win.
Just for a moment, no one is truly safe. Now time for our scuff play of the game. I think we got some beautiful Slacked highlight reel here, but we're going to see the Slacked show. I've got a funny feeling, but mate, that was a very, very dominant performance, all things considered. Oh, sorry, Skies, I misheard that. Sky is doing big things from down low. We saw him locking down these hard points time after time. And again, you brought up the start of this one, like from opening week, the ARs weren't really performing from Florida Mutineers. That is exactly the opposite we saw now. They've obviously gone back to the drawing board. They've done a lot of preparation in terms of this matchup, and both the ARs in this team looking fine.
And it was not just this hill as well. This is where he goes on a 5-spree, but I think the only 2 really great moments Skies had the entire game. The other one was on the P2 hill, where he goes on a 4-spree and picks up the quad feed as well. So he puts in work. And I will say, there's a lot of ARs in this game that are very slow, but those 2 guys, it seemed like they were cracked out the entire time, hyper aggressive, doing 360s in the point. And again, just nothing but positive things to be said. Great series, 3-1 lead. I'm out of words, Miles.
Well, those boys have certainly had their game fuel chance. That's all I can say. But we have a schedule now coming up on screen for us. Again, LAG, they've got a bit of a journey ahead, no doubt about it. This is the rest of stage 1. Again, sitting 2-1 overall. Their next opponents, though, are going to be some real rough ones. Again, OpTic Chicago is going to be a tough one. And Ultra there, Feb 27th. Again, this is on the road up to the major. We're going to be seeding the major with all these points so far. And for LAG, I think, you know, every win counts. That was a tough one there to lose against Florida. But again, a big win against Paris. Can they upset OpTic? That will be the question. In Toronto, the Cinderella story may well truly continue for our purple-clad Canadian companions. Who knows, mate? Let's have a look at Florida's stage 1 journey. Is it any easier, Chance? Really? You know, Paris, FaZe, OpTic. Is it any easier for them? Is it any better?
No, it's not. I was going to say both of those schedules just insanely difficult. Even like from the top of the show, the Ravens schedule. Dude, every team is just so good right now, it seems like. Or at the very least, all of these teams on this side are just going to have to run through the gauntlet. Either way, FaZe and OpTic waiting in the wings for Florida. Whereas Florida, well, we know can be scary. That is the real test towards the end.
Well, Let's see what we can do now for the Florida Mutineers. They can put their feet up and enjoy the time off for a little bit. I think the next game's not for a little bit of time. So get out there, you know, obviously sit down with Ricky, have a little chit chat about the teams you'll be playing and do some homework going forward. But that is it, friends. The first series of Super Week is complete. We've only got 300 to go. Cannot wait to get into more of this action shots. Next up, though, is going to be our main event of the day. Before we get to that, we are going to be talking about challenges, because challenges, again, still rocking and rolling. I got some of the community stuff last night. I'm going to be watching non-stop challenges. If you are an up-and-coming Call of Duty player, get involved in challenges. We have 20 weekend cup tournaments across NA, EU, and APAC overall. That's a lot of cheddar overall. Don't forget that during these open events, we do have during the majors, we have open events, again, across North America, Europe, and APAC, and the elite seasons going across North America and Europe as well. $500,000 across those elite season games, as well as the open. Unbelievable money right now for Call of Duty players. But these are the players to watch now. This is something new we're doing. That we're looking at some highlights, some standout players there in the amateur world. And again, for a lot of players, very, very much familiar names. But Saints from the Subliners Academy, Sibilance there from Mocky Mocky, the ATL FaZe sub, and Afro he's the London sub, man. I mean, and also of House Tarth. We'd like to see that, a Game of Thrones fan in the house. Chance, I was going to let you say a few things there, but instead, I think we're just going to throw it to a break, brother. I think we're just going to get Toronto versus Atlanta on the cards. It's going to be a high five, just maybe. Just maybe? You do it?
Just maybe. Oh, dude, my bad.
You're right.
Holy.
3, 2, 1.
We got it, right? It'll be there?
It was good enough.
It
was good enough. We come back after this break. I'm going to be talking to Big Wake about that massive victory there over the LAG. But don't go anywhere, friends. Plenty more Call of Duty action coming your way. Super Week has just begun.
They say credit belongs to the man in the arena who spends himself in a worthy cause. The glory is reserved for the few who, no matter what, answer the call to enter the arena. It echoes out, reverberating across the globe. It only acts to reach the bold, never the timid. The call delivers victory to the deserving and rewards the devoted. For when your time comes, there is only one option. Enter the arena. Fight for the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It's now time for our victory spotlight, brought to you by Game Fuel. I am joined by none other than Big Wig. Dude, congratulations. Good series victory there over LAG. Dude, I mean, like, I was talking to you a little bit before we got started there, but like, you didn't have the best kickoff classic, like the opening, but like things are starting to come together. Like, tell me a bit about like how the team practice is going and how everything's been rolling with you guys.
So before we lost to Toronto, the practice honestly wasn't that good. But after we lost, it was like a wake-up call, and we started putting in the effort and grinding, and we're getting a lot better.
Yeah, man. I mean, it really does look like, the results are there. My biggest concern, I'm not sure if you saw the pre-show, but I was worried about you guys today. I was like, if you don't win this series today in a convincing fashion, I'm like, in my opinion, you start falling outside of that top 4, top 5 position. Was there any pressure on you guys coming into today that like maybe you set for yourself or the rest of the team set?
No, I don't think so. I think we knew it was a big match, but I think we were all pretty confident in our ability to beat the Guerrillas.
Yeah, it looked at times like, there was a real good game there, but mostly cool, mostly chill. Is there anyone in the league so far that like you are a little worried about? Like, who's the team that you really, really want to come up against?
Probably just the top, like Dallas, OpTic, and FaZe, probably.
Yeah. Anyone in particular on those teams? Have you got anyone with a little bit of beef with? Anything juicy? Any like Perez Hilton style juicy dirt we can get on you?
I guess you can say Crimsix. He's always been kind of weird to me, but other than that, not really.
That's right. Well, we're looking forward to those games when they come up. But congratulations once again. A nice 3-1 victory. You've earned some time off. Anything you want to say to the fans before we go?
I want to thank you guys for all your support, because it actually means a lot. Coming from last year, everyone thought I cheated, and just you guys keep supporting me, and we'll keep winning.
Hey, right on. Thank you very, very much again. Big wake, ladies and gentlemen. That was our victory spotlight, brought to you by Game Fuel. When we come back, we've got a whole lot more Call of Duty here. Don't go anywhere. Tons still to happen from the CDL. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It's now time for the last matchup we have today to get Super Week on the road. It's Toronto Ultra versus Atlanta FaZe, and myself and Chance, we are very, very excited to get into this one. Which one's Miles, which one's Chance? You'll never know. Actually, Jackie, you can see it. Damn it, I ruined it. But today's attire is again brought to you by the lovely people of Atlanta FaZe. We got those crates. You can see the unboxings and all sorts on Twitter. It's all out there, baby. But we are ready to get into this one, Chance. I mean, bro, this is going to be a good matchup. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, this is really just a great test of exactly how good Toronto is. I think everyone still has high expectations of FaZe, but I think really the deal breaker for Toronto, We've called them the dark horse. They've had some great wins under their belt. Toronto, of course, included in this, but now we get to see them against some of the best players in the world. And really, man, I'm excited to watch the search and destroys for this series. It is aBeZy at what he does best, going for those first bloods. And we'll see if a guy like Cleanex can rise to the occasion and try to match that energy.
Yeah, very, very exciting plays all around, but let's just get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Put your ghillie suits together for the Toronto Ultra.
Yeah. I'ma get right in my bag. Why you gonna try to get mad? Everybody wanna keep up. Don't you know I move too fast? I'ma zip right past. Drip all on my swag. Why you trying to size me up? You don't wanna try your luck. Hot as a stove, what did you know? Burn like coal, yeah, you know I go. Way too hot, yeah, really too cold. I'ma keep going till I hit my goals. Better get back when I'm in my zone. Do it for the ones that I know back home. Did it myself, they ain't put me on. Don't you call back if you hear that tone. Another level.
Toronto Ultra quickly going from dark horse to potentially front runner in this race. Again, they have won fans, hearts, minds, you name it. Bance, Cammy, Cleanex, Methods. We talked about a very, very diverse and exciting squad. You got high-paced players in the submachine guns and good old metal boots. Methods on the end there, a tried and true assault rifle player. But this squad chance has been looking delightful so far in 2021.
I think delightful is a fair statement. I'd say the series they had against Florida, they just kind of went crazy, man. It was Cleanex and Cammy, actually Cleanex and Vance, I probably should say, really pushing the pace on them, just completely soldering with the SMGs. And I think those players really stand out as being the highlight. When you compare their aggression to like the style that Methods is going to play, again, it is incredibly difficult to play against because you're sitting there with the comms, calling out all the guys that are cracked out, always in your face, and never like